Howdy, folks. So last time we talked about psychoanalysis and its relationship with life and death, those kind of dual forces. Now this time we're going to talk about psychosexual development. And while I will go through broad strokes, I'm not going to detail the very specific Freudian stages because in my opinion, while it is helpful to know that they exist, I don't want to spend my lecture time focusing on things that aren't scientifically still useful. And so while I will talk about broad strokes, I'm not going to go through the very specific stages until next unit, where we talk about what Freudian things are still around. Okay. So, psychosexual development is focused on where the psychic energy is used and how it is used. That's the whole idea of where this libido is, the energy of the libido, and this maps into stage theory of development, where there are literal stages, like a step ladder, or not step ladder, but like steps. Okay, because I already drew one thing. I caught a typo. Pen. Yeah. So they're just different stages. It's not a continuous. So stage theory is you move through discrete stages, while like more continuous development is like a hill as opposed to stairs. That's the idea. That is gradual versus. Can I change color? Okay. Purple or blue. So you move up immediately, you live in this stage for a bit, and then one instant moment, like boom, you're in the next stage. Versus gradual, where you're like, oh, just gradual change. There's no like aha moment. There's no discrete like cut points. It's just kind of gradual. That's the idea. The difference between like kind of like personality development that we've talked about so far is more that continuous, smooth, gradual change versus the step piece. Yeah. So there are multiple aspects of each stage. So there's a physical focus, and that's where the energy is concentrated and gratification is obtained. There's a psychological theme that relates to the physical focus and the demands from the outside world. And for each stage, there is an adult character type that's associated with being fixated or not resolving the psychological issues at that stage. So someone who is this is permeated through the language. Sorry, someone has decided that a tool playing right now is. Dude, I'm recording. You're being very rude. I have the sinking suspicion that me scolding them does nothing, but rewards them because they get attention. But I do it anyway because I do not learn. But back to character type. So, although we've talked about in this class how characters are pretty much like types are not helpful, like at all. Tuki, don't you dare play with that bag. Oh, excuse me. I will be right back. Because he's eyeing this. I went to the pharmacy and I did not put the bag out of reach. So I'll be back. We are back. Hopefully I will accelerate through this. But backing up to types for the 18th time. Let me get situated in the very tiny narrow space that works for filming. So adult types. So at each stage, if you fail to meet the demands of whatever the goal is of that stage, you get stuck in that stage. And the idea is that you're fixated or not resolving the psychological issues at that specific stage. And you'll hear this in the kind of the language of the popular culture, even like how someone is anal retentive, or like, no, anal retentive is the classic one because there's an anal stage. Yeah, you can see why I'm thrilled to be recording these. And thrilled, I mean profoundly uncomfortable. But anyway, so like someone who is anal retentive has been stuck, has been retained at that stage. That's the idea. And so here are some ways to think about moving through those stages. The analogy that the book uses is an army conquering hostile territory, and the troops are the mental energy. So the troops are the libido, and battles occur at each developmental stage. And so troops that are left on the battlefield, battle sites. Oh God, wow, my spelling is just atrocious. I apologize. Oh, no. Pen, please. I hope this is how it's spelled. It's definitely not spelled that other way. So I apologize that I can't spell for anything. So the analogy is a hostile army, that you're conquering hostile territory, and that in order to succeed and progress beyond the current stage of development, you essentially have to battle for it. You have to fight for it, and you're using mental energy, you're using your libido to do that. And if troops are left at the battlefield, like left essentially behind, at battle sites, like a location, not like eyeball vision, that results in fixation. In other words, fixation is leaving lots of energy behind if a stage is not completely resolved. And if you retreat to like the previous stronghold, so say you have to pull your troops back, that means you've regressed. So you've gone back to a previous stage. Now, victory in this bizarro analogy that is hopefully helpful, is reaching the next stage, but reaching it with most of your army and energy intact. So leaving few troops behind, not having to retreat, and that's the idea. It's a strange idea, I know, but that's the idea. And also, I feel like this little piece isn't covered as much, like when you do Freud stuff in other classes. So leaving some troops behind, fixated. Leaving or going backwards is regression. So next time, yeah, that was a short one. I know, super short because it's a weird chunk. Next time, we're going to talk about thinking and consciousness. And I apologize in advance for how many times I will make the word conscience or consciousness and unconscious sounds super awkward. I have practiced this word in front of a mirror. I've done a lot, and it doesn't. My years of speech therapy did not prepare me for this word. So I apologize. But what I'm trying to say when I say it is the the word that's not next time thinking or and, that word. All right. So, oops, let's transition back so that I can make an easy cut. Oh, we're just going to shrink down now. That's what